Alright guys, welcome to RC Mojo. Today, well, when this video goes live it'll actually be yesterday, but most of the views come a little bit later, so probably just best to say I was at Wings and Wheels at North Weald in Essex in 2015. I think that covers all the bases. Right, just after I got in and drained off, the Horizon Decathlons are up, super smooth as always. I still really want one. Next, I went to the Bring and Buy and bought yet another aeroplane. We'll show you that at the end. Something to look forward to, you know. After the early wander through the trade, I ended up at the trucks. Always seem to end up there at any show with a layout. Really want a Tamiya rig too. There's a couple in the Bring and Buy tent, nicely put together, but near enough £700. Why would you pay so much and then not get to do any of the building? Crazy. This demolition jobby was cool. Slow progress though. The building was so light it would lift the whole lot up and not really break it up. Nice idea though. You can see some of the bits in the truck to the right. They did seem to be having quite a bit of trouble with the road surface. Spotted more than one truck causing ripples. This rig was quite a thing. Four-wheel steering on the cab and what looked a lot like a steerable rear bogie. Made it around a roundabout nicely. MC6 in the background, nice. Some dopey bugger in a Range Rover doing a 3-point turn at the demolition site. Probably the foreman, can't be sure. Hard to see, but instead of the usual tipper, this truck pushes out its load. Not seen that before. Just outside was the WWII Simulator. Not entirely sure what it was doing. It looked like there was a camera in the nose, so I reckon the pilot has a monitor looking forward at the model at the front. Moving the sticks moves the rig. It's nice to see something new at a show. Well, new to me anyway. One of the cool things at Wings and Wheels are the trucks are actually allowed outside of the layout. Get some people's attention who probably wouldn't normally stop for a look inside the tent. The surface isn't so great for this high centre of gravity CC01 though. Hit some bit of steel embedded in the ground. Ouch. And of course, enormous tank. Right. Bit more flight, the Christian Eagle. I think this is the one we saw at Long Marston. Large scale, lovely sound and lots of smoke. Nice. Okay, how about some boats? I didn't go inside the static tent as I reckon it must have been touching 40 degrees in there. I think I probably would have passed out. Could feel the heat flowing out of the entrance. Not good. Anyway, here's a wood hull scale thing that looks a lot like the boats from the Last Crusade. Don't know anything about it, but I thought the water peeling off the hull was quite amusing. This guy was the highlight of the boats though, a high-speed duck with a steerable head. Awesome. Would love to see this creep up on some real wildlife at a duck pond. Love it. Here's a paddle boat with some balance problems. Reckon the battery must have ended up on one side. I do quite like the idea of scale boats. I could quite happily put one together, get all the scale bits going, custom lighting, sound, smoke and all that. But bobbing around on a pond at walking pace is of limited appeal, and the really quick speedboats tend not to be super scale. For performance I'd imagine. I think I'll stick to the trucks and planes. But then maybe tanks? Only probably not this big. Then suddenly a full-size Spitfire came into land. Well, it actually did some passes first, but I was being a bad cameraman and watching it, not filming it. Pretty cool though. You don't expect to see full-size at an RC show. Ah yes, these bikes were huge. They might as well have been full-size. Can't remember which one of the two, but one of them had an 800cc engine. Just ridiculous. My first car only had 1000cc. Nuts. You could easily mistake that for a full-size plane. It even moves right. Here's the yellow one. I assume getting its radio turned off, but just look at the size of it. The other one on finals, and not quite a perfect landing. I suppose if it doesn't have wheel brakes, the wingtips work almost as well. Just need some paint at the ready. Not much of these as they were pretty much impossible to film, but these little guys are the Panic Display Team. Awesome basic biplanes. One of those models everyone who flies should own, or at least have a go at flying. Some yaks doing circuits, looked pretty typical, the odd roll and low pass, then one of them did this. Not super duper 3D hovering and whatnot, but quite slick for what's more or less a warbird. Here's one of them landing. got caught in the wind a bit like the big bike, just in time for the jet to taxi out. Nice. So here's some jet stuff for anyone who likes jets. Much like the jets at the other shows, they go really fast. Occasionally they smoke a lot, and then when they've burnt a couple of litres of kerosene, they land. Piston power now. I think these guys were flying for McGregor, basically JR in the UK. Look at those snap rolls. I can never get mine to come out the same orientation twice. You can tell these guys know what they're doing by the landing. Well, not so much the landing, but the rollout. They stop pretty much right at their feet. Perfect. Right, parting shot. The truck guy is running along the concrete in front of all the trade stands. They looked awesome all running together, but blurry. Then I think side of dog while I reset the focus. Here we go. Almost a convoy. It's brilliant. Must have sparked at least a couple of curious people to look into RC trucks when they got home. Nice. Ah, hang on. That's not the last bit. There's that model I got at the Bring and Buy. Well, it's not much to look at. I think it's a Black Horse ARTF Spacewalker. There's Futaba S148s in the fuselage and some sort of high-techs in the wings. Looks like it's seen some rather heavy arrivals before now. The cowl is a bit broken, the covering is pretty wrinkled, but that's the case with most ARTFs anyway. The pilot has scuff marks on the top of his head, so inverted landings? Good work, previous owner. But since the pilot is a bit crap, I got this one. A bit tall, but I think with a bit of a trim he'll fit in well. Another fun bit, if you lift the model by the nose, you find your thumb in a very soft bit of balsa. Someone gave it a bit of a squeeze at some point. Oh, the two switches on the side are a bit odd. The big one is all wired up. I think it was an upgrade to the small one. But rather than replace the small switch, he just clipped off the wires and left it there. Nice. Here's the engine, the main reason I got the model. It's another OS52 4-stroke. There's quite a bit of burnt oil on it, but it has compression like an engine that's just been run in. After a bit of a clean and a valve check, I've no doubt it'll go like a clock. Best part is, an OS52 on eBay will come to well over 50 quid. I got this lot for 70. Win! When the airframe gives up, my dad's got a Westland Lysander partly built that the 52 will be a perfect fit for. Right, well, this time it really is the end. Thanks for watching. A like is always greatly appreciated. That little thumbs up button down there. Of course, if you want to know when we upload videos, why not subscribe? It's free after all. Bye guys.